The newborn baby decided to take a risk. He sold his house and he started a small steel fabricating company in Etobicoke. Shortly thereafter, my late father, Al Brannon, was asked to work alongside his dad, and he helped realize his father's dream. Tom saw an opportunity to service the steel industry and be a partner with companies to help make parts that would help build up communities. The company then moved to Brannon, and we've been here for over 55 years. And with the help of so many skilled and talented employees, including my brother and two cousins, and all of you, we have established a brand of being a trusted partner to the North American steel industry. Now I'm going to hand it off to Tim Iqbal, the representative for the Conservatives in Brannon.
Thank you, David, for welcoming us and for giving us a brief history of your company. Let's give a round of applause for David for his leadership in leading Brannon Steel. Friends, it's a distinct honor for me to introduce someone who needs no introduction, someone who is Canada's common sense conservative leader. Friends, I'm here to introduce the one and only our leader, Pierre Poilievre. Friends, Pierre grew up as a adopted son to two school teachers. His wife, Anna, came to Canada like many of us as immigrants from Venezuela. And Canada made and kept a promise to them. The promise where hard work paid off with powerful paychecks to buy affordable home, gas, and home in a safe neighborhood where you can raise your family and make a lot of memories. That promise is broken under 9 years of Justin Trudeau. Pierre is on his mission to bring home the Canada's promise. His plan is to axe the tax, build the homes, fix the budget, and stop the crime, to bring home the country we knew, a prosperous, peaceful, safe, and free Canada for all. And the country we still love. So friends, help me to welcome the next Prime Minister and the leader of Conservative Party of Canada, Pierre Poilievre.
Thank you very much to the great common sense Conservative candidate for Brampton, Shakuzi, and the next Member of Parliament for that community, Tim Iqbal. Give him a round of applause. Tim Iqbal, remember that name. Dave and Tom, you have a lot to be proud of. What a legacy you carry on. Some years ago, your grandfather, and your father decided to take a risk and start something great. They started with nothing, and look what they built. And all these years later, their sons, grandsons are carrying on the tradition with the help of the best workers in the world, making high-quality steel products used in industrial uses across the economy, used at the tractors of John Deere that produce our food. There are countless millions of people who benefit from the steel products that the welders, metal fabricators, and other skilled workers here produce. Millions of people benefit from your work, even if they don't know it. But I know it. And that's why I want to make this country work for the people who do the work. That was the promise. That was the deal we had in Canada. You work hard, you get good food, and a nice home on a safe street. But that deal, like everything else, is broken after 9 years of Trudeau. Everything costs more, with food prices rising 36% faster in Canada than in the United States because of the carbon tax on the farmers and truckers who bring us our food. 1 in 10 Torontonians are now eating in a food bank. A quarter of our kids are not getting enough food, according to the government's own data. Work doesn't pay. You make it, Trudeau takes it. Housing costs have doubled, rising faster than in any other G7 country, to the point where 80% of Canadians now believe home ownership is just for the very rich. Home ownership, something we as Canadians used to take for granted just 10 years ago. Crime, chaos, drugs, disorder, hunger, homelessness overtake our once safe and tranquil streets. It is clear that Justin Trudeau and the NDP Liberals are not worth the cost, crime, or corruption. But the good news is life was not like this before Justin Trudeau, and it won't be like this after he's gone. We're going to bring home the country we knew and loved. After a carbon tax election, you will be able to choose a conservative government that will axe the tax, build the homes, fix the budget, and stop the crime. We will axe the carbon tax to lower gas, heat, and grocery bills. Here, you're paying that carbon tax, aren't you? And Trudeau plans to quadruple it, all the way up to 61 cents a liter. Can you imagine that, adding another 44 cents to the carbon tax above where it is already? That is going to devastate our economy. The trucks and trains that bring you your raw materials and that take away your finished products will stop running, or, more likely, they'll run south of the border. Imagine Donald Trump sitting in the Oval Office calling all of our businesses saying, I know you're going broke in Canada with this tax. Don't worry. Come 100 kilometers south. We'll take the jobs. We'll take the business. We'll take the money. Leave the poverty behind in Canada. And that's what we'll be left with. Our economy will grind to a halt, but by getting rid of the carbon tax, we'll have abundant, affordable energy that can deliver the goods, the parts to your facility, your products to their final destination, the food back to our grocery stores. We'll also pass a bring it home tax cut, lowering income tax and tax on work, investment, energy, and making stuff in Canada so that we can bring home the production and paychecks to our people. We'll get rid of the regulatory obstacles and delays and speed up permits for big projects that require steel, like nuclear. We have the best nuclear engineers, physicists, and companies in the world. We have the CANDU reactor, a Canadian-made technology. We have the biggest supply of uranium to feed nuclear stock right in Saskatchewan. But your steel will be required to build that nuclear. We want it to be Canadian steel that goes into Canadian products. And that's why common sense conservatives are going to slap full tariffs on Chinese steel that is made abusing workers, polluting the earth, and with massive unfair subsidies. We're going to stop the Chinese steel so we bring home production for our steel workers right up the value chain, including here at your company. We want our workers to benefit from steel production and not foreign dictatorships. That's what it means to bring it home. But you need a home to bring it to. Right now we have the fewest homes per capita of any country in the G7, even though we have by far the most land to build on. Why do we have so few homes and the most expensive housing prices? The answer is we've got the worst bureaucracy. We have the second slowest building permits out of nearly 40 members of the OECD. It takes 3 times longer to get a permit to build a home in Canada as it does in the US or the UK. 30% of the cost of a new home in Ontario today is direct government taxes. More of the money from a new home built today goes to bureaucrats than goes to the carpenters, electricians, and plumbers who actually build the homes. And speaking of carpenters, they can't even afford to live in the homes that they build. The ultimate ironic injustice. So I'm going to lead the way in slashing the taxes and the bureaucracy. I will take GST off new homes of under $1 million to save you up to $50,000 on a new home purchase. Further, we'll push the provinces to take their share of the sales tax off, saving over $100,000 on a new home. And finally, I'll incentivize the municipalities to speed up permits, free up land, and cut development taxes so we can build 15% more homes per year, every year, and once again put affordable roofs over the heads of our people. We'll back the trades, because we need boots, not suits, to build the homes in the future. New, powerful, apprenticeship material will be sent by the federal government to every high school in this country so that our young people can get started on pre-apprenticeships and apprenticeships before they even graduate. We want them to build the homes in safe neighborhoods. So we will stop the crime. Crime is raging out of control because of the catch and release, hug-a-thug policies of Justin Trudeau that allows repeat offenders to come out of jail within hours of their latest arrest. And right now in Vancouver, they had to arrest the same 40 offenders 6,000 times. The recent stabbing of the police officer is done by a guy who had already been arrested and convicted for many, many crimes. Then he was released on probation. He violated his probation 26 times. So they arrested him, and then his punishment, he was released on bail. And then what did he do on bail? He stabbed a police officer. Seems like a pretty simple problem to solve. Keep the very small number of criminals who are doing all the crime in jail where they can't harm people. I'll pass a law banning repeat offenders from getting bail, parole, probation, or house arrest. It will be jail, not bail, jail, not bail for repeat offenders. We will scan the shipping containers. Right now, 99% of all containers going and coming in Canada are uninspected. That's where your stolen car goes, into a container, onto a ship, over to Africa, the Middle East, or Europe. We're going to scan the shipping containers, and we're going to intercept the drugs and guns coming in. We'll pay for it by canceling the gun grab. Licensed, law-abiding, trained, and tested firearms owners are not the problem. They're the least likely people to commit crime. We will allow you to keep your property and enjoy its use. I want to protect Canadians from criminals. Trudeau wants to protect turkeys from hunters. You decide which makes more sense to you. And we're going to stop the drugs. We'll ban hard drugs, shut down the consumption sites, or drug dens as I call them, and we'll put the money into treatment and recovery to bring our loved ones home drug-free. Speaking of freedom, we're going to make Canada the freest nation on earth. We'll repeal the censorship laws so you decide what you say and see and say online. We'll respect the rights of parents to raise their children with their values on gender and sexuality. We will ban all our ministers from any involvement in the World Economic Forum. We'll cut off aid, foreign aid to dictators, terrorists, and global bureaucracies, and we'll put that money into our military to keep our country and our continent strong and free. What I'm talking about, my friends, is common sense. We're going to bring home
Got everyone here.
the common sense of the common people to restore Canada's prize.
Sean, getting triggered.
Promise that anyone, from anywhere, can do anything. Hard work gets you a powerful paycheck and pension that buys affordable food and homes in safe neighborhoods in the freest country on earth, Canada. Let's bring it home. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, Honorable Leader. This is the plan that Canada needs the most at this time. Let's give one more time a round of applause for our Aboriginal leader. Then we are going to have opportunity to take a picture with the future Prime Minister. If you could please line up on the left-hand side and come and take your picture with Pierre, and then please go from the right-hand side. So if everyone can line up on the left-hand